So today I'm talking about how we can use the end to our advantage without sabotaging our confidence along the way. Hey love, you're listening to the Mums in Biz Show and I'm Victoria. Every week I'll bring you the unvarnished version of what it means to be a mum running a brilliant business, what you need to be doing to get it to where you want it to be, and a healthy dose of how to get the heck out of your own way. Let's dive in. And welcome to the Mums in Biz Show. Hey, I'm Nick Tuerick. Today, on today's episode, I am using the J word, journey. That is such an overused word, and I'm probably super sensitive to it because I've spent over a decade consulting, and we are absolute freaking experts at using fancy words that don't really mean anything. I'm big enough to admit it. But business is a journey, and so it's a journey of self-discovery and it's a journey of growth. And any journey that is started without the end in mind becomes a meandering wander. So today I'm talking about how we can use the end to our advantage without sabotaging our confidence along the way. So stick with me. Hands up if you are an expert at the meandering business wander. I'm willing to bet that you have heard a heap about dreaming big, having a dream, knowing your why. I know that because if you've listened to me for 5 seconds, I talk about that stuff too. And all the rest of the goodness that we entrepreneurs love to serve up. But do you really buy into why and what is important about those things? That is what I want to dive into today. Because when we know that when we have a really clear vision, a view of what the end point is, what the target is of any activity, then we're able to more clearly picture it. When we get really specific, then our mind is able to get used to what it would feel like to be in that place. Now, there's actually science behind all of this. It's not as woo-woo as it sounds. We tend to discount the whole concept of having a dream or having a vision as, something that everybody talks about. And when you hear something said a lot of times, sometimes that helps to embed it in your mind, and sometimes you actually start to not really buy into the importance of it. And so I want you to stop for a second and think about why knowing what that endpoint is in great clarity is important to your business journey. Using visualization and thinking about how you will feel when you've achieved a goal makes it real. It starts to remove those subconscious beliefs that we can't achieve the goal or that we don't deserve it or any other of the myriad of beliefs that we have that get in our way. And I did a bunch of training on this in the Inspired Impact training. If you haven't grabbed access to all the live recordings for that, you can get the link in the Mums in Biz tribe. And I recommend you go and grab it because there are subconscious beliefs that are sitting in the back of your mind, and they are chipping away at the impact that you can have from your own perspective. So if you believe that something is possible, truly believe it, then you start to, resistance doesn't get in the way. You procrastinate less, you do the things that need to be done, and you don't doubt yourself before you've even had a chance to have a go at doing something. But when you haven't tackled those subconscious beliefs, and being really clear and visualizing your end goal is one of the ways that you can start to tackle them, then it's very hard to achieve the goal anyway. It's not impossible. Nothing is impossible if you really set your mind to it. But when you can see, think, feel, smell, and really own that end point, that dream, that place that you are going to, that's when we commit to it properly. Your brain is incredibly smart. You, my friend, are an incredibly smart woman. I know that because you're here, because you're seeking to improve, you're seeking to learn, you're seeking to get further along your business journey and to change the way life is showing up for you right now and how you are showing up for your life. You already know the answers, whether you believe it or not, of how to achieve the things that you need to achieve to get there. And you you already know the things that you actually don't need to do. But we get caught up in the busyness of business. And for some reason, we don't tap into that power. We learn how to trust our intuition as mums. We learn how to trust our intuition with our children. And we know that that's an incredibly powerful thing. How many times, I would love to see some comments and some hands up coming from you. How many times have you trusted your intuition with your child, or not trusted your intuition and wished that you had? I know I have. And I know that when I go with my intuition around my children, 99% of the time I'm right, because I'm tapping into that something bigger, really, than me and my thoughts. You have that about yourself and your business and your dreams as well, okay? And I'm willing to bet, though, that no one has started out where they need to be. In fact, I would bet my house on that, because we don't start business, we don't start working towards a goal if we're already at the place where the goal is. So why do we expect that immediately after we start our business journey that we're going to be there? Why do we expect that we're starting at the end? And it's a really deliberate question, because I think this is one of the key things that we use to sabotage ourselves, because we spend so long thinking about where we want to get to and the goal that we end up in this place of frustration as to why we're not there yet, why we're not there now. And we beat ourselves up about it. And we don't allow ourselves to enjoy the process and the learning along the way. And I think this is a really important thing to start to get your head around. This is what I mean by the whole topic. Business is a journey. There is this whole evolution of ourselves that we go through when we're growing our businesses. We grow with it. I am a substantially different woman to what I was 18 months ago. I've been through so much personal growth over the last 18 months for a number of different reasons. And I would never want to be back where I was 18 months ago again. And I can't wait to see how much growing I've still got to do, because I know it's a lot, because I know I'm not there yet. In fact, I hope I never stop growing. And so that's what I mean by embracing the fact that business is a journey. So if we start with the end in mind, and if we learn how to really sit in that place, that vision, really get a strong sense of where we're going and why we want to get there and what's important about it and how it feels. And the vision part is important because, as I mentioned, you tangibly start to feel that. Your brain starts to believe that it's possible. And so you're starting to combat those subconscious beliefs. And then what you do is, if we then start to trust ourselves and trust that we can get there, even though we don't know how to get there yet, if you can trust yourself and sit with that and really sort of sit and go, okay, I know that I already know what the answers are. I just need to learn to trust myself and be really present and be really mindful and listen and ask myself for the answers, rather than constantly searching in my external environment. Now, I'm not saying you don't need to learn stuff. We all need to learn stuff. We all need to learn processes and how to do the tech and all of that kind of stuff. But that's not actually the hard work of business. We think it is, but it's not the hard work of business. The hard work of business is up here. And that's why I talk about all the different aspects of mindset so much. Because once you learn to trust yourself and go with the answers that you tell yourself, the rest is, well, I just need to go and learn how to do that. So I consume courses from other people. Of course I do, because I didn't know how to run a webinar when I first started with that strategy, or I didn't know how to run a 5-figure challenge before I started with that strategy. I went and I found somebody who was an expert and I learned from them. But the hard work was me actually finding the confidence to trust myself that I knew what was right for my business. And that's what I want you to learn as well. When we start to get frustrated because we're not there yet, though, that's not somewhere where you can live constructively in your head. I mean, when you're trying to grow, develop, and learn, resentment and frustration because I'm not there yet and I really want that, and I just, I'm not willing to give myself the time to learn and grow and to get there, then that creates just this environment within your mind and your mindset, and it reinforces your subconscious beliefs. And it just, I don't even know how to describe this. Like it's this insidious, constantly eating away at your confidence, and it makes you think that you can't get there. And it's really not constructive. It forces us to chase that silver bullet of process or tactic in our business instead of focusing on what we really need to, which is growing personally. Yeah. So the other thing that's really important about allowing yourself to sit with the vision of where you want to get to, yes, what it's going to feel like when I'm there, but you also start to understand the type of person that you are showing up as in that place. So when you start to understand the type of person that you're showing up as in that place, what that successful Nicole CEO looks like, the version of you, which, by the way, already exists deep down inside, you just need to let her out. She's like banging at the door going, let me out. That your business is begging you to show up as right now so that you can get to the place that you want to be. So let me say that again. When you allow yourself to sit with the vision of where you want to get to, you start to understand how you need to show up and what the successful CEO that is inside you looks like. The CEO that your business is begging you to show up as right now so that you can get to the place that you want to be. And what that means is what got you here, the actions, the mindsets, the beliefs that got you to this point in your business, while there may have been a huge amount of growth already, those things got you here. They're not the things that are going to get you to where you want to go. And that, I'm not saying that to be negative. It's a fact of life. The things that got your child to being ready to school are not going to get them to be ready to go to high school, because they've got a whole bunch of growth and learning and development and becoming the amazing little humans that, they are destined to be still to come. And it's no different when we're grown up. Well, we like to think we're grown up. I don't think I'm ever going to be fully grown up. Yeah. So what got me here, even though it's amazing, when I look at, who I was when I started my career 20 years ago, oh my gosh, like not even recognizable now. I know that I've got a huge amount of growth still to do to get to where I want to get to and to be able to make the amount of impact that I want to be able to make for my clients. Yeah. And so I'm trying constantly every single day to show up as that person, the one from the future, so that I can grow to there. Okay. We have to start to show up as the successful businesswomen that we really can be now. And that's why business is a journey. You start with the end in mind. You believe that the end is possible. You trust in yourself that you've got the answers, and you look within yourself to understand who it is that your business needs you to be to get to where you want to go to. And then we work as part of a community, because, oh my gosh, I honestly believe that we can't grow our businesses without our community around us. It's what brings out the best in us as women, and specifically as mums. We thrive in community and support. And so doing that and coming at your business growth from that place enables you to be able to step up. And when we can't do it for ourselves because we're struggling a wee bit, we can step up on the cloud of support from our tribe and still show up the way we need to. So when you have your mindset strengthened, and when you are consciously thinking and readjusting your thoughts, and you apply that experimentation mindset, you apply that I'm going to show up the way I think my business needs me to show up, and I'm going to trust myself, and I'm going to listen to myself, then it's just about getting the right systems in place and following them. Yeah, that's what makes us unstoppable. We have released the outcome, and I've talked a lot about that over the last week, and we're learning to trust in ourselves and our intuition in terms of driving our business forward. And That environment of community and mentorship, constantly working on our confidence and our mindset and trusting in our ability to create transformation for our clients and for ourselves, that's when we get the massive results that we're looking for. And I will also say that massive results look different and the further you get into your business journey. And so a massive result for you right now might be converting one new client. And because we hear all these wonder stories in marketing today, we think that unless we have a 5-figure month immediately or insert amazing result that somebody has been talking about here, that we're not doing incredible things. But converting that person is freaking amazing if you haven't done it before, or if you didn't know that you could do it more than once. And so believing in yourself and allowing your massive results to be massive and then just grow as you grow is also really, really important. And it means that those results, they look different to what you thought they would, but that makes them no less significant. And that's a wrap for today's episode. If you enjoy listening to the Mums in Biz show, I would love for you to leave us a review on iTunes and be sure to post a snap of you enjoying the show on Instagram and tag me at nicole.tuerick. You can also join in the conversation with me in the Mums in Biz tribe on Facebook. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode of the Mums in Biz show.